Holika Dahan. In this month of Phalgun, there are many significance or symbolisms that are associated with Phagwa. Phagwa, it is known as the end of the Hindu calendar. So at the end of Phagwa, when this Navratri begins, from a Hindu perspective, it becomes a new year. So Phagwa is also associated with this period that is known as Kharmas. Have you ever heard of Kharmas? Khar, people say Kharmas, but it is Kharmas. And Kharmas means it is a period, it is a fortnight that is dedicated, or it is allowed for people to free up and have a good time. And that's what Phagwa is also associated with. Festive, jovial mood, dancing, celebrations. The spring season is associated with Phagwa. But sometimes we think Kharmas is inauspicious, that you cannot do puja, you cannot offer your jal, you cannot light your diya, you cannot do your havan at home. But that is not true, my friends. Kharmas is a period while it is allowed for us to free up and enjoy this festive season. It also means that you must do it within the confines of Dharma. And whatever your normal rituals are, whatever they are within your homes or within your temples, you must continue doing that. Don't say that it is Kharmas, Baba, God, Guruji, Hanuman Baba, Shankar Bhagwan, I'll see you in a fortnight because it's Kharmas. Absolutely not. And like this, my friends, Phagwa is associated with the end of the year. Phagwa is associated with the burning of Holika. Phagwa is also associated with the destruction of Hiranyakashipu by Narasimha Bhagwan. Phagwa is also the festival of color. But today, as we discuss the symbolism of Phagwa, we speak about the color of spirituality. Today's message is about the true color of that which is known as spirituality. You see, when you play Phagwa, we enjoy the distribution, the smearing, the blooming of multifarious colors. What's your favorite color in Abhir? Yellow, blue, red, purple, green. Huh? All colors. What is your favorite powder when you play? Some say blue. And like this, we have our favorite colors. What is your favorite Devi or Devta? Who is your Ish Devta? Hanumanji, Krishna Bhagwan, Lord Shiva, Durga Ma, Kali Ma. Like this, everybody has a favorite. But when you play Phagwa, and you rub the yellow, and you rub the green, and you rub the red, and you rub the purple, and you put the abir, what color it turns out eventually to be? You can't distinguish. Some say black, some say dark color. But really, when you mix and you paste all these colors, and you smear your body, and you spray each other with abir, you can't, at the end of the day, differentiate which is yellow and what is green and what is blue and purple, can't you? You cannot differentiate. And therefore, Phagwa also has a very deep spiritual meaning, because Phagwa represents the true color of spirituality. My Guruji, one of them, Dr. Wayne Dyer, he said, all my life I wanted to become somebody. All my life I wanted to become somebody. Today I am that somebody. But I realize it is not who I am. All my life I wanted to become somebody. Today I am that somebody. And in reflection, in his quiet moments, he says, I realize that is not who I am. Who are you, my friends? Some of us say, I am Hindu, I am Muslim. The Christians over this Easter holiday will say, I am Christian, I am Shouta Baptist, I am a Baptist, belong to the Baptist faith, I am Trinidadian, I am Guyanese, I am People's Partnership, I am PNM, I am NJAC, I am all of these things. But I asked you a simple question this morning. When you go, you are sick, a patient is ill in the hospital, and she goes for surgery, and that patient requires blood. What type of blood does she ask for? Trinidadian blood, Guyanese blood, Partnership blood, Indian blood, African blood? Absolutely not. You see, my friends, from that perspective, we understand that there is no segregation. What causes the differentiation that says that I am different and I am separate from other people? It is that which is known as the ego. Remember what ego means, Swastika? How do you spell ego? You spell ego as E-G-O. And what does ego mean? Ego means that you edge God out. When the ego says, oh, you Panditji, you Krishen, you are separate, you can sing, you can speak, you can do this, you can do that, you have gray hair, you have like this. I am different, I am separate. When the ego speaks and differentiates the me from you and from every other aspect of creation, then, my friends, we spend the rest of our lives maintaining that separateness and that difference. I say that again. When the ego gets control of our lives, we spend our entire life maintaining that separateness, maintaining that difference, that I am different and separate from you. You remember Hanumanji? Hanumanji said to his Lord, Prabhu, at the physical level, Prabhuji, Hamdasa, you are the Lord and I am the servant. Remember that? But he says at the spiritual level, Lord, I am you. There is no difference between you and I, Lord. And therefore, when we understand what causes problems in today's society, it is that state of ego defining that I am different from you, I am separate from you, and therefore we draw lines. Every Sunday morning when we perform Sandhya, there's a particular series of mantras that we chant. Om Brahmane Namaha, Om Acharyebhyo Namaha, Om Vedebhyo Namaha, Om, like this, Rishibhyo Namaha, Om Vedebhyo Namaha, Om Sarvadevi Devtabhyo Namaha. What does that mantra say? Lord, allow me to see you in all of creation. Today I bow to you in the gods and the goddesses, the Devis and Devatas. Today I bow to you in the Rishis and the Acharyas and the realized masters. Today I rever your presence in the scriptures. But today, Lord, we close our Sandhya by saying, Lord, who is my friend today? Let that person enjoy peace. And who is my adversary or who don't like me so much? Lord, let that person also enjoy peace. What is the color of spirituality? Spirituality cannot be defined by preferences. I am a Hindu, so my way of worship is better than yours as the Muslim or Christian. Or I am a Christian or Muslim, and my way is the best or better than yours. Today, my friends, society is breaking down in the name of religion. That which was created for us to come together to find a higher power in the name of God, or rather in the name of religion, people are being segregated. Families are being segregated. Why? Because the ego says, my way is better than your way. I am different from you. My God is different from yours. My way of worship is superior to yours. And therefore, my friends, the ego becomes the divisor, the one that separates us from experiencing oneness. 3 days ago, I performed puja at the home, or rather the company, Shiv Shakti Dance Company. And I said to the dancers, they were performing puja, Do you know that as dancers, you know what it is to experience the highest state of spirituality? And they looked at me. I said, when the dancer and the dance, the moves, and the act of dancing becomes one, that is spirituality. That is divine. That is bliss. You see, what differentiates an ordinary person, an ordinary dancer, or an ordinary musician, or an ordinary speaker, or an ordinary actor from the others is when that person gets lost and fused and merged into the expression. It becomes only an expression of love. And when that dancer stops performing a routine and starts expressing love through dance, that, my friends, it is divine. And I asked the dancers, the puja that you're performing today is a reminder of what life should be like. You see, many times when we come to temple and we invite the Baba to perform puja, or we sit in our prayer room and we offer Om Tvameva Mata Chapita Tvameva, and we do that, we establish a connection with God. Isn't that so? You feel divine. Balaramji told me this morning, Baba, every single day I offer my bay leaf on the Shiva Linga. That, my friends, those moments are very special. When you offer it, ego, in most instances, does not have a part to play when you offer with devotion to God. But I ask you, what happens after? What happens after puja? What happens after prayer? What happens after when we get lost in chanting Narasimha, Prahalada Ladadai? What happens after that? Today, I remind you that when you go out into this world, your life should become puja. Puja is not by offering flowers and cotton and cloth and chandan and hardi and janev. That is not where puja ends. Puja may begin there, but puja should continue in every aspect and every moment of our life. You see, when we perform that puja, we are saying, Lord, thank you for all that you have given to us. And the ego surrenders. The ego says, Lord, I know that what I have is because of you. Not because of my hard work and sweat. And not because my father gave me 2 lots of land. Or my mother gave me $300,000. Or my grandmother gave me a gold bearer. That didn't happen because of you. When you offer puja and you supplicate, you're saying, Lord, thank you for all your mercies. And the ego supplicates because we say, Lord, everything is because of your will. But when we leave that puja room and we leave that prayer and we go out and we interact with this world, do we treat everyone and everything as puja? Do we treat everyone and everything as though it's a sacred offering? Answer that honestly, not to me, but to yourself. If you want to profess to be a good Hindu or a Sanatanist is not defined by the clothes that we wear. A Sanatanist Hindu, a good Hindu, is not defined by how good mantras we can chant, or how beautiful we can sing. A Sanatanist, a good Sanatanist, is not defined by how serious we can look when we come to temple. Sanatanist, a good Hindu, is not based on any of these things. A good Hindu is that person who lives from here and interacts with this world from here and sees and finds God and goodness and the divine in other people and other experiences. Last Friday in a masjid in Tunapuna, the Imam gave the khutbah. And in that khutbah, you know what he said to his people? One of his followers came back and told me. He said, the Imam said, don't think that being a good Muslim stops in the masjid. You know what was his advice? He says, when you drive, forget everything else, forget all the namaz that you do. But when you go out into the road, if you want to be a good Muslim, drive like a good Muslim. And everybody looked at him. What do you mean drive like a good Muslim? Well, today I'm saying to you, my friends, drive like a good Hindu. What does that mean? Today in the nation's roads, there are so much disrespect. So much breaking of the law, so much discourteousness. Nobody stops for pedestrians to cross. Isn't that so? Hardly you see that today. people breaking the speed limits, people cutting off each other, people not being courteous to the elderly on the roads. And if you really want to be a good Hindu or Muslim or Christian, you need to establish those values and that dispensation, not only in your places of worship, but do it when you go out and interact with this world. Apply the concept of spirituality. The color of spirituality does not start and stop in temple. It doesn't start and stop in being a Hindu or a Christian or a Muslim. It doesn't start and stop in being Trinidadian or Guyanese or American. Being a good Hindu or Christian or Muslim starts by being a good human being. And it ends by giving of those qualities to everyone and every situation within your life. Today, I ask you, what is the true color of spirituality? What is the true color of Bhagwa? What is the true color that we all share, my friends? Today, I remind you that the cells within your toe or the cells within your liver never touches the cell in your mouth. I say that again. The cell in your liver never touches the cell within your mouth. I think it was John Donne that said, "No man is an island." You know that song? No man is an island. We are all part of that same main continent. And in the same way, notwithstanding the cell in your liver not touching a cell in your mouth, no cell is an island either. Because they're all connected. The billions of cells that create and form your body, they depend on each other. Because the cell in that part of your body, as a liver cell, cannot perform its duty unless all the other cells are functioning as they should. You see, when the cells start misbehaving, that is what is known as cancer. When a cell stops behaving as it should, the body becomes cancerous. And in the same way, in this beautiful garden, in this beautiful macro body that is called the universe, as Bhagwan Krishna referred to in Bhagavad Gita, one song, the universe, one song that is given to mankind in this world. The different cells of this body are you and you and you, and those of you who are looking at this broadcast in America and in St. Lucia and in Grenada and in Paris and in different parts of the world. You are like those cells that God has sent us into this world. We may never touch each other's path, but we are connected at the deeper level. We have a role to play. We're told that when a butterfly flaps its wings in Tokyo, it affects the wind currents in New York. Therefore, when you go beyond the differentiation, you go beyond the separateness, you go beyond the yellow and the green and the blue and the purple, the colors that make the beauty of this universe, when they're all mixed, behind it all, you can't tell the difference. Devotees, Bhagwa, the festival of color, is a reminder that at the deeper level, there is no fundamental difference between you and I. Bhagwa reminds us that we are one. God is one. Truth is one. Spirituality is one. And therefore the color that we call Bhagwa, the colors that we call spirituality, are really beyond description. At this human level, you can see the colors. But when they're mixed, when they're all one, there is no difference between one organism and the other. Prem se bolo Syamara Ramachandra ki, Narasimha Bhagwan ki. Today, I would like to hand over to the Chautal group.